Basically, last year in April, there was a hit on a man called Armand Swart, just as he was arriving outside the company, the engineering company where he worked, and he was shot, I think, 23 times. And the culprits sped off in a white car, and miraculously for South Africa, they were followed. They were tracked back to their lair in Bramley in Johannesburg, and they were basically caught red-handed. And a huge number of weapons were seized. I think there was another car that was tracked down somewhere else, and the three culprits were arrested. One of whom was a serving police officer called Michael Puletau. And then from there, it was properly investigated, but there were threats made against the investigating officers and the prosecutors. So the lead prosecutor, I think, appealed for protection, and that was granted. And then the investigators were increasingly found that the investigation was being obstructed, also within the police. And the lead accused was then granted bail in very suspicious circumstances. And so what the police then did was they brought in an investigative team from outside of Gauteng, which was from KwaZulu-Natal, and it was the Political Killings Task Team, or members of the Political Killings Task Team. And according to the account, which is being related in the current commission, these guys had been very successful. They were brought in, and they started joining the dots, and that led them to one connected businessman, I think, called Katiso Malefe. But the cat was really put among the pigeons when they searched the house of a very well-connected entrepreneur in Johannesburg called Kat Matlala. And after they searched his house and seized his devices, the allegation is that there then was a huge political pressure brought to bear on the minister, Senzo Mchunu, to basically close, not just sort of curtail the investigation, but completely close down the Political Killings Task Team. And that was done at the end of the month. The National Commission only received those orders in early January. And then all the dockets that the task team had been dealing with were then taken in by a senior police officer in Gauteng called Shadrach Sibia, and so and then that is the background. And then Kat Matlala was later charged with firstly, had a huge tender contract with the police that was then cancelled in, I think, about April this year. And then in July, Mkhwanazi, who's the provincial commissioner of police in KwaZulu-Natal, then sort of launched this sort of massive sort of bombshell press conference where he related how the political interference had led to the closure of this task team. And he had in many cases, because they had seized Kat Matlala's cell phone, they had a great deal of information, forensic information, to back up the allegations that it was through this political interference that this task team had been completely closed down, and these dockets had been taken by Sibia, and he was sitting on them, and these investigations had all stalled. So then, obviously, after that conference, that press conference, this commission was then appointed, and that is where we are now. Those allegations are now being investigated, and Mkhwanazi has testified, and the National Commissioner of Police, Fani Masemola, has also recently testified. So that is where we are now.